date, time, place, and agenda of this meeting. Approval of minutes, August 28th, 2025.
Second.
Got a motion, got a second, any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed likewise. Ayes have it. Resolutions,
Not aware of anything new we have.
ordinance,
We're still on hold for this, Mr. Chairman.
committee report number one has nothing at this time. Legal update,
Mr. Chairman, members of council, I have one item in this section. We received a request from Santee Cooper. It's a survey request or survey permit request. They're looking at expanding their main line that goes through our industrial park. And there's a little piece of property that we have left over. It's where the retention pond, as soon as you turn off of Gurley Road onto Industrial Road, Industrial Park Road, that little retention pond that's on your left, that transmission line kind of abuts that property, and they're wanting to expand that slightly. It's a total of a 20-foot expansion, but it doesn't impact our property quite that much. But all this simply is just a request for them to be allowed to survey that site to see what all they need and how much of our property they may need to acquire. So I would like to ask for your approval just to get the deputy administrator to sign this so that they can go ahead and start that process.
So second.
got a motion, got a second, any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed likewise. Ayes have it. That's it on legal update.
That's it.
Ms. Rogers, PD Coalition Against Domestic and Sexual Assault.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I am here today to talk to you about our events that we're having coming up in October. With PD Coalition, of course, we're dedicated to the reduction of sexual assault, family violence, and the needs of our victims. And what we're doing is October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. So that's just a month that we have a bunch of events to spread the awareness of the issue. Now, we spread the awareness all year long, but that is the National Domestic Violence Awareness Month. So I'm not sure if you have this flyer. The city of Marion Police Department is having its first annual Family, Friends, and Fun Day with the 3-on-3 basketball tournament. The police department is actually putting this on for PD Coalition. We work hand in hand with them, with our victims, and they believe in what we do so much to where they wanted to do this event to spread awareness of domestic violence. And any sponsorships, any donations, anything that they make from this event will go to victims of domestic violence. So I want to invite you all out and the county, the citizens of the Marion County out to enjoy this event. I also put in a calendar of our events. So the first one is the one that I was just telling you about. Cali Snow Cones will also be there. And then we're going to be attending Franklin Home Health Alzheimer's Walk on the 18th, the Town of Sellers Raccoon Festival on the 18th. And on the 23rd, we're having a Loving Yourself After Trauma in the city of Mullins at that city hall. And she's going to be talking about how your childhood trauma can affect your present relationships, all sorts of relationships. And then we're going to enjoy the trunk or treat in Nichols, and we're going to have a domestic violence memorial. We're doing all this not just for show. It's in hope that the citizens of Marion will come out and will learn about the free services that we have, which consists of our 24-hour hotline, our shelter that we have, that if they need to get out of that situation right then and there, we can get them out of that situation with our emergency safe shelter. They need to know about these things because then we have people like Miss Vanessa Cross that passed away, and after she passed away, people were saying, well, she was looking for help. Nobody knew where to get her help from. And we're out here every day trying to let the citizens of Marion County know that we're here to help them no matter whatever we can do for them. So this is the importance of the event. So that's all that I wanted to say today.
Thank,
There any questions? Is there any questions that are from the board?
outside of thank you for what you
Thank you so much.
appreciate it. Thank you for your time.
All right.
All right. Administrative update.
Yes, sir, the chairman, member of council, on my update today, I'll be very brief. Don't have a lot of, new information to share with you. However, just wanted to make you all aware, we talked about the, feasibility study of the bulk property that the county purchased, 70 plus or minus acres. So we kicked off the initial planning meeting with Restoration 52 consultant firm out of Greenville that Commerce engaged. This is all being done, that $250,000 grant that we received from Commerce to do a feasibility study, for a mixed use housing development. And so what we're looking at, housing, workforce, rental, and so forth. And so the feasibility study will kind of drive that and kind of determine what would be best suited for that property. And Melanie Brown, who is her company, Restoration 52. We had a very good planning meeting on yesterday. And in that meeting, we had Zach McKay, who's our economic development director, Hillary Johnson, who is our project director for economic development. Jonathan Rogers is also part of that committee, but he was out yesterday. Had some family issues. Also, Wayne Fox, who is our building official for the county, and of course, Dr. William Rempert, our grant writer and coordinator. And we had a very good meeting, talked about some goals and what we'd like to see. And at some point in time, they will also engage council. They will, we gave them potential stakeholders that needs to be part of this conversation. It's kind of like a countywide type deal. And so that went off very well. And so the timeline and having this feasibility study done is, I think, 3 months. So we're looking at somewhere around November, towards the end of November, we should have it completed. And also, for your information, part of this feasibility study will also include our land use. Mr. Rogers, we've been talking about that. Land use, to make sure we have zoning in place so that we can kind of drive this growth and have smart growth and determine where we want that growth to locate. Right now, we have 3 different land use, and that is industrial park. You have the entertainment district and general development, which means, it's wide open. And so we want to make sure we control that development. And so we got off to a very good start yesterday. So you'll be hearing more about this, and she will be talking to you all. Also, to give you a brief update on the roof replacement at the family court, not the family court, but clerk court. Building is going really well. They're making a lot of progress, really coming along nicely. Hopefully in the next 30, 45 days, that should be completed. Wes Pittman, who oversees that, he goes over there periodically and do a look through, a walkthrough, and make sure everything is according to the contract, and also our project manager. And of course, I made you all aware at the last meeting, the multi-purpose building is completed, and that is done. So that is pretty much all I have this morning. Yeah, with me. Unless you all have anything. Yes, she wants me to talk into the mic.
Okay.
And of course, also, you all have a copy of the August 2025 spending report for support our shelter. I think you all have asked for this information, and so Ms. Cheryl Cargrove have shared that information with me, and I've shared it with you, and so you all can see what the expenditures have been for the month of August as it relates to the animal shelter non-profit organization. And Mr. Chairman, all I had.
All right, thank you, Deputy Magistrate.
Excellent.
Number 11, Councilman Gilcrease, we had some questions about that. Are you ready to move forward with that? Or need to take that?
I'm ready.
Okay. Approval, tax. Number 11, accommodation tax.
So move. Second.
Got a motion, got a second, any discussion?
Were there any changes needed to be made to that?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, ayes have it. Requests and comments by members of council.
I have a question for the Deputy Administrator. Where we should be getting our new ambulance soon, I think if that's still on schedule.
It is. I have Mr. Turner.
Yep, it should be here in the next, I think, 2 weeks. We're getting 2 today.
Right.
Thank you. And I want to make a point that I think we need to make sure we have some strong policy in place that we will not be transporting deceased persons in the back of trucks. It will only be transferred in ambulances. Not saying that has happened recently. You just want to make sure that's strong policy. We had a young lady whose mother passed away over the weekend in a car accident on 378. Went to school with her mother, and it took a long time for us to get an ambulance down there, and the traffic was backed up on 378 from about 12 to 4 o'clock. Obviously, an investigation had to be done by state troopers, but it was an initial inclination to remove the decedent in the back of the CVT, I think it's called. And that was just not going to happen. The local fire department was going to allow it, and I certainly wasn't going to allow it. So I think we need to make sure that as we're planning going forward, that we have some strong policies in place and we can transmit that policy to everyone around the county about how we are going to act in certain situations. I do want to thank the fire department down there for responding and being there because they are volunteer for that long period of time to manage that very high-rank situation in the traffic. I want to thank the highway patrol. There was about 5 or 6 of them that came to help, and as well as the Marion Fire Department came down to assist. Kevin obviously came and did a great job helping to manage that situation. And to that end, I know that there's a survey going around online trying to get members of the county to sign a petition on change.org. But the petition is not well informed, it's well intentioned, because the petition is saying that the county is responsible for Highway 378 and expanding it to 4 lanes. That's not the case. And I think that needs to be clarified. That's a state highway. And I know they've gotten a lot of people to sign up so far, but for making that lane 4 lanes is not in our purview.
And I agree, Mr. Rogers, it's not, it's a state highway, which is maintained by the state. And I am very much aware of that petition that's going around. I've been contacted personally, and I share their concerns as it relates to 378, and we're addressing that from the state perspective, not county. As I stated, that is a state highway, and we know there's some concerns there, and it has been there have been concerns there for quite some time, and there are some short-term plans to address some of the danger of Highway 378. Of course, 9 times out of 10, when those accidents occur, it's human error. I mean, it's just a fact. It's human error. But there's some things that can be done to make it a little more, make it safer. And DOT is already addressing that, and they have some things that they will be implementing short term. But the long-term fix, and I agree, is to widen 378 to 4 lanes, because I believe from Marion County to the Horry County line, probably the only stretch that is not 4 lane. Of course, you know, we deal with the river there and the bridge and everything. It gets extremely expensive, but we're having that conversation. So, and we understand the people and their concerns and losing loved ones, and we condolences go out to that family and other families who have lost loved ones on that roadway, but their concerns have not fallen on deaf ear. We are addressing that from the state perspective.
And lastly, I'm wondering, and I know I think Mr. Foxworth has brought this up in the past. If we are down some ambulances, like we only have 2 that are running in the county, what can we do to rent or contract with some private services just to have a vehicle available in the short term until we can get hours out of a shop?
And we can look into that, have that conversation with the DMS director and see what options we might have in case if we have some of our ambulances that are down, and occasionally that does happen. We have mechanical problems, and of course, once we get those 2 new ambulances and get them online, that will help tremendously to help alleviate some of that. But it's always good to have a backup plan, and also as it relates to the policy that you referenced, we will also look into that and see how we can include that in our policy.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I thought that we had agreed, go ahead and plan on buying one every year, but that's part of our plan.
We had
That we would not have this problem again. Have we not followed up on that?
We have, but you know, we got to make sure we have the funding in place.
I know the other part.
Yeah, so yeah. So once we kind of identify the funding, then we will proceed and move forward in that direction. But you know, gotta identify the funding first.
Yeah, what we had discussed was to have one for each functioning station and have 2 backups, lines,
Right.
in case.
Comments? Executive session, legal and personnel matter.
Second.
Got a motion, got a second, in discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, how's that?
Would this also need the legal and contract?
Executive session for legal, personnel, and contractual matter.
Second.
Got a motion, got a second, in discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Went into executive session, no action was taken. Need a motion to come out of executive session and go back into regular session. Got a motion, got a second, in discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed likewise, how's that? Any more business of the county?
I'll say we're adjourned, Mr. Chairman.